Hello there, everybody. Welcome to spending quality time with your girl, Eposi Ziton. Today is my birthday and I'm very, very excited. I'm super excited. The reason I'm so excited is because we take our birthdays for granted. But I'm one of those that I'm very thankful. I'm very appreciative of the fact that I'm seeing another year. Well, I decided to be all in green. There's a reason for that. My show today is to talk more about the whole idea of us being able to clock another year and go into another year and see many more blessings that God has for us. You know, we forget to know that when we see another year, it's almost like our own new calendar that we are starting, because regularly we have 365 days in a year, and sometimes we have 366 days on a leap year. And every time that you're able to go through all those days, you have to be very thankful, because you have people that are not able to see the next year. And that's the reason why when people die, they put the day that they were born and they put the day that they died, and they say the number of years that they lived here on earth. Is because you're being thankful. You're being appreciative of the fact that God gave you a life, that you probably came and did what he sent you here to do. Because I'm a believer of the fact that everybody that comes to this world is here for a purpose, and most times before they die, they do fulfill their purpose, even if they knew it or not. Well, I'm in green. There's a reason why I'm in green. The reason I'm in green is because I'm using this whole color as a symbolism, because when we talk about leaves are usually green, and the life of a human being is almost like how leaves grow on trees. Leaves are usually green, and they start as green because it's a rebirth, it's freshness, it's youthfulness, and a lot of times the green leaves are so tender, they're so beautiful, and they're just so eye-catching, and all that is a sign of growth, rebirth. So that's the reason I decided to put on green, to symbolize that whole idea of us coming into this world as a tender creature that is so fragile, that needs to be nurtured, well taken care of, well, groomed to get to the place where they can be able to serve their society. Well, as the leaf grows, the tree is growing, the leaves are just changing as the days go by. It's just symbolizing how, as a human being, we change and we grow as time passes on. And as we grow, we pick up different traits from our society, from the way we are brought up, from the morals that are put in us. So we kind of become something entirely different from how we started. So as I talked about the idea of leaves, of green, that's how the human being also changes as time goes on. Well, today as my birthday, my main idea about this was all about the idea of recognizing how far you've come to where you are and being able to give thanks. I already made a show that I talked about the whole idea of thanks and appreciation, but because today is my actual birthday, I'm hitting and emphasizing on that whole idea of us being appreciative and thankful. Well, like I said about the leaf, you keep getting older, things keep changing. And that's why, to me, when we take a New Year resolution, for me it's different. I always try to take my resolution on my birthday. And that's a tip I'm going to give you all, because we do have the calendar year, which is the beginning of the year, which is January 1st. But we also have our own personal year, which starts on the day of our birthday. That's the day that, to me, I sit back and ask myself, Lord, what have I achieved? What have I done? What difference have I made? And I tend to come up with the idea of the fact that I may have helped people through this journey of this year, and I don't know those that I've hurt. And because I'm starting a new year, I want to start it on a clean slate, to be able to ask for forgiveness from those that I may have hurt, intentionally or unintentionally. And I also try to ask God to give me the ability to forgive. A lot of times people say, oh my God, what they did to me was grievous, so bad, there's no way I can even forgive them. Oh yeah, you can. If you look at life as God has given you an opportunity to go into a new year, a new season, you should be able to say that I want to start fresh. I want to just go in like just a new being, where I can be able to look back and say, these are my mistakes, I don't want to repeat them. And these are the people that I hurt, I want to look for every way to make peace with them. And for those that hurt me, I want to make peace within me to forgive them. That is a big, big, big thing to do when you try to forgive those who have hurt you. And it don't matter if you don't have a one-on-one conversation with them, your behavior, your approach, your whole way of dealing with them they can recognize that you have some kind of a remorse. But I always say that to change your way without testifying or acknowledging what you've done, to me, that's not good enough. So if you can remember somebody that you had through the year that just passed, it's a good thing if you can go to them and say, please, can you forgive me? I may have hurt you unintentionally, because now when I think about it, what I did was really wrong. And even if it was intentional, I want to please beg for your forgiveness. That word, please, forgive me, is a huge word. And a lot of people don't know how to use that word. They don't even want to, they feel so proud that they don't even want to tell the next human being that I'm sorry, I hurt you, forgive me. But it's a good thing if you do that, if you want to start your year clean. It don't matter if they accept your apology. The main idea is that you've apologized and you're going into the new chapter of your life very clean and sincere. And for those that may have hurt you, what you can do is to make peace within yourself. So when you see them, the energy that you're giving out, they're going to feel it and know that you are in a different place and you're ready to move on. This particular show today, it was all about counting our blessings, forgiving, acknowledging, and just going into the next year with a good heart, an open mind, and a new beginning. Our birthdays are so symbolic that we have to make it special. And that's why I'm so happy with the social media, because now people can go on Facebook and express their love for you and express their wishes for you. And you can look at all of that and feel empowered, feel loved, feel happy to go into the new chapter of your life in a very happy manner. Birthdays are things that, to me, I say is wonderful milestone. And for those who have always been shy about testifying about their birthdays or shy about talking about their ages, I'm going to go back in time, because if I can remember when I was growing up, I heard from my mom and my dad that a lot of people had to change their ages, not because they wanted to, not because they liked to, but because back in the day where I come from, people usually wanted to work a little longer because they felt like if they retire at 55, they may not have achieved a lot. They may not have done enough to keep them comfortable after retirement. So people went into that whole idea of changing their ages so they can work a little longer. Another reason why people decided to not be comfortable talking about their ages is because some people just felt like when you say your age, people look at you like you're old. I always say that age is just a number. It's just a number. Because at the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself so you can look good when you don't even care about the age that you have. And you can go back and look at your achievements. And when we talk about achievements, you don't have to have too much money, but just the things that you've been able to accomplish in life. Be it education, be it your kids, husband, friends, colleagues, just different achievements and relationships that you formed throughout your life. You can look at that and be like, thank you, God. I'm so aged and I'm okay with that because I've done a lot. I've touched a lot of lives. I've changed a lot of people. So to me, I'm good. But there's another reason why I know when I go back in time, where I come from, why people reduce their ages. It was also because for those who did not have a smooth education, they had to spend so much time in school where by the time they come out of school, they cannot take most of the exams that were out there, because where I come from, there was a cut, there was an age cut of most of those professional schools. So a lot of people had to go back and change their ages just because they figured I didn't want to be discriminated upon where I can't get into a particular school because they feel like I'm old or I'm above the age. But I know that I'm able to do it, so I'm going to reduce my age. Well, that's fraud. Well, that's how society operates. People do what they got to do to survive. So I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody for doing that because it was a norm. It was the normal, you know. And when I came abroad, I realized that, especially in America, people are proud talking about their ages. People don't shy about their ages because, I mean, at the end of the day, they are proud of what they may have accomplished at that age and they feel like they take care of themselves. So it's okay. They still look good for their age. Age is just a number. But women, even here in America, don't like you to ask them, how old are you? Because they feel like I'm taking care of myself. It don't matter my age. It don't matter how old I am. I'm good. So it's a very sensitive topic. And I know friends who say, oh, people like their ages. Oh, people don't want to talk about their ages. It's a personal preference. And you not confirming or agreeing to the age that you are, it doesn't mean that God and you don't know your age. And it doesn't mean that you're not appreciative that God has kept you this long to see the things of the world, to see the things of life. Sometimes it's just societal pressures that make you to be like, oh my God, I'm not going to just be comfortable telling everybody about my age, because they might be looking at me differently. And it's all about me, how I feel about myself, and thanking God for giving me life. You know, because if you think about it, we're reducing our ages. Now, when I think about it, at the time, I didn't even think it was an issue. But when I think about it now, it's almost like we're not thanking God enough for making us see the days that others have gone, not seeing those days. Others have gone earlier, that they've not been able to live up to the age that some of us have, or some of us are able to live. So this particular show today, my main reason is to beg onto society not to judge people by their ages, and to be able to respect old age, to be able to know that it's a blessing for you to see another year. It's a blessing for you to grow old. It's a blessing for you to be able to see maybe your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. It's a blessing. So people shouldn't stop shying away from being comfortable to talk about their ages, especially if it's necessary for you to talk about it, you know, because it's an issue. Even for me, not right now, because right now what I know for sure, I'm thankful of my age. I'm happy where I am in life. I'm happy of my accomplishments, and I'm good. But some years back, it was also a challenge for me, because I figured, people are going to be thinking that I'm old. But think about it. I look good for my age, and that's what matters. And I'm handling the things that I need to handle at my age, and I'm handling it good. So age is just a number. All we need to do is to take care of our bodies, make sure that we eat right, make sure that we abide to the things of the land, make sure that we live to the morals of society, so we can always be proud of our age, and we can be able to walk out and feel good, and be able to encourage others to do things right, so they can be able to see many more years. And not forgetting, we should be always thanking the man above for letting us see another year, because he forgives us all the time for all the things that we do. We cry for him for forgiveness, and he let us have it. So all we should do, I'm going to emphasize, is first of all to thank God for going into a new year, to form a new year resolution. And our resolution should take into consideration the fact that somebody has forgiven us of all the mistakes that we've made over the year. And now we should forgive others and go into a new year as a clean slate, so we can be able to get more blessings from him and be able to achieve more. So the next year, when we look back again, we can see an improvement, because life, like they say in sociology, is evolution. And when they talk about evolution, things have to get better. Things have to be more advanced. And that's the goal for every human being, to grow. So thanks again. I'm so impressed. I'm so thankful to be able to stand here today. That is my birthday, and make this particular segment to thank my viewers for everything that I've achieved so far. Well, it was a pleasure having this platform, and it's a pleasure spending time with you guys. And bye for now.